What is happening, guys? It's been a little while since made a video. Got a magnetopolar for the TRX 250R. I actually got this from my dad because back in, let's say, the early 2000s, we both rode CR 250s. And luckily, he still had this when we had to rebuild our motors back then. And this should be the same as the TRX 250R. At least everything I found online, spec-wise, CR250 and the TRX 250 should be the same puller. Hopefully this works. Perfect. Fits. This is a left-hand thread though, just so you know. It took me a second to realize that, and I was like, I'm an idiot. So you just take 13/16 wrench on there, and you can run this in. Should pop that right off. Well, we got the old 250R motor completely tore down. Everything's ready to get cleaned up. So here you can really see the dropped skirt from the piston. Super bummer. No real damage to the cases, so that's pretty freaking cool. A couple little marks here and there, but nothing that makes me think I shouldn't run these cases. They are dirty though. Boy, are they dirty. Everything's dirty. Just gross. It all needs cleaned up. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Crank bearings are good. This actually feels really good on the lower rod bearing. However, it's a couple $100 for a brand new crank. I think I'm just gonna buy a new crank. All new bearings throughout, new seals, get everything cleaned up, put back together. Put the 261 top end on it. Something I did notice, my clutch basket is getting pretty wore out. Not sure. It didn't really affect it. It was working pretty good, and it does have new frictions and all that stuff in it. So the clutch itself is good, but the basket is showing wear. When I say that, that's how you can see the plates are starting to eat into the basket. No bueno. That'll make it feel a little notchy and stuff like that. So, I don't know, maybe might get a new basket, might not. So, for sure, crank. Might as well do bearings too. Man, that's a really nice crank bearing though. It wouldn't make sense to put this on a new crank though. But it is nice. There's no issues with this crank bearing. I actually didn't. Let's get this out of the way. I didn't check this one out really. You hear that? That's a bad crank bearing. Or it at least has material in it. Either way, needs replaced. She noisy. That one feels good. That one's a bit noisy. That one feels good. Either way, I want to replace all the bearings. But that's where we're at with the 250R. It is completely tore down. And ready for new parts and gaskets. I should probably buy a new piston. I do have a Wiseco for it, but I don't know. It's a used Wiseco. I'd rather go new. You know, guys, it's like dead ass summertime. And I'm thinking to myself, I got so close on this sled and I never got it running. I really want to get it running because Amber bought it for me and I think it's really cool. So that's right, the 98 XC700, that is 700 best swapped. I want to try to get this thing running finally. So we got to put a coolant fitting in it and get a hose hooked up, exhaust, air box, CDI, and I think it'll run. Oh, hey Loki, what you doing, baby boy? You coming to help Dad? You coming to help Dad? What's better than dog comes equipped with all the tools you need and some RTV to seal up the fitting? Good boy. All right, thanks for delivery, Loki. I forgot the tip. I'll make sure to give you a little extra cash next go around. He's such a good boy, huh? Well, thanks for bringing me the tools. Oh! All right, let's get busy on this thing. Okay, got this little fitting threaded into the water pump, so I can now, oh God, plug, oh geez, spraying shit everywhere. Hook this little hose up, like that. Put my little clamp on. Yeah, well, maybe I should reroute the oil line. But anyways, carbs are on it. Should be good to go, I believe. Need to put a recoil handle on and get an exhaust on this thing. The CDI, see if it fires up. It should. This thing looks brand freaking new on the inside of the motor. So, hopefully. Oh no. Might have to siphon some fuel out of something else. This thing is bone dry. We'll get it figured out though. Okay, we're gonna have to try again tomorrow because I just noticed this thing is like out of oil. And I'm not starting this with no oil. So, plus it's getting kind of late. It's like 8 o'clock. I don't want to piss off the neighbors because, you know, I'm a nice guy. I swear. But we will resume this tomorrow. All right, guys. Buddy brought this over to me. This is like a 2000 or maybe 99 Edge chassis motor strap. Totally different than 2001 and newer. Pretty hard to find stuff here. And this one had been drilled out for a big block 700. However, it's cracked. So the goal is I'm going to bevel out the crack. It's got the TIG welder out. See if we can get this all patched up for him. You can see the crack in there where it's beveled. It's cracked there. And I also noticed it's starting to crack over here too. So I don't know, that's pretty freaking thin. Might be able to just lay something on the edge there, get to penetrate in this way. See if I can get that to hold up a little bit longer. But, yep, see if we can get this back in one piece form. Now, before I weld on aluminum, I like to get a little heat in it. Get the preheat on. I just use the heat gun, let her prop it up, just let her do her thing. Check the temperature every once in a while. My theory is the hotter it is, the better. Uh-oh. Oh, my gun's dying. No! Either it's breaking, one of the two. Yeah, fuck it. Probably could videoed more, but got her all welded up, getting it cleaned up, and I need to, the hole's a little oblong, they're already that way because this is, I don't know who drilled them out, but I don't know exactly where the holes need to land up to fit the chassis to a big block, so I'm just going to clean them up back to where they were originally using the Dremel, and this should be, well, I'll clean up some more, make it all look good, but it'll be good to go back to the owner after that. Hell yeah. Don't mind that. I got a little crazy with my stick. These things sometimes, man, they just kind of get crazy on you. You know what I mean? But, yep, it's all looking pretty good. And I'm pretty pumped with how this is coming out. Hell yeah. All right, we're just going everywhere with this video. I need some input. Little thoughts, what you guys want to see. Prox2, 136. I can leave this thing as is and build like a backcountry just bomber sled that we don't really care about. You know what I mean? So we take out, oh, the hood's not really on. Take it jumping, you know, wreck, roll, whatever. Not really care about. All right, let's just let that go. Something we just beat on and have fun with. Look at that, it's got brakes. If they're stuck or if they're good. Oh man, a good master cylinder. I just bought a whole handlebar setup. So I needed one of those. Looks like most of the chain case is there. Top gear, bottom gear, the chain. Is there a chain? Oh, the chain's there even. It's been a while since I looked at this. So I can just pop a motor in this and finish this thing off and have like a murdered out 2004 Prox2 with the 136. And just use it as a thrasher sled, because I haven't done any like jumping videos like I used to do. Or we can strip that Prox2 and build the brand new 03 Prox40 chassis with parts from the Prox2. I don't want to long track this chassis though. I want to keep it a 121, which would basically just turn into another trail play sled for around here. So I'm personally at this time leaning towards actually building the beat up Prox2 chassis, because honestly, I paid $500 for it. It's not that nice, and I just don't care about it. I think it'd be the perfect sled for me to build and just beat the snot out of. So, plus I think it'd be really cool to have a Prox and be out there hitting natural jumps and stuff like that, like I used to do. Maybe not as big, so I can't really afford to get hurt anymore like I used to. But I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking. What do you guys think?